Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Let's take another look here at Bitcoin and see what's going on. Still respecting our descending trend here. Nothing much has changed. Still a big thumbs down for me as far as the overall price action. Basically just a big old chop salad here where the price shoots up and down. Keeps rejecting off this descending trend. So until we break that, I'm not going to feel very comfortable taking a long position. You shouldn't either. We also have a lot of resistance above us, not just with that 97.5 local point of control, but also just that massive resistance range too. So I think we're going to continue to see this kind of price action, unfortunately, for a little while. Not great trading conditions, but for the moment, at this exact time, all coins are starting to recover, pivot off their local support levels. I'll be covering a few of those here in a moment. So anyways, kind of the normal stuff here for Bitcoin, right? We're kind of used to this, at least if you're not, you should be by now, because it's just it's basically just a big pile of trash, but that's how the market is right now, unfortunately. So when's that going to change? Hopefully we can identify some shifts in momentum, but at this point, take a look at liquidation first to give you some perspective. Majority of that heavy liquidation to the downside got swept here with that little candle wick down. Look at that, we dropped from 97K to 94K, and then now we're back up to 97K no less than 2 or 3 hours later. Keep in mind that was a fundamental catalyst with, I believe, CPI or inflation data that came out, and that did cause the price action to surge down, hold support, or test support after sweeping liquidation, and right back up again. So market makers got what they wanted. They got majority of the opposition wiped out, and they were able to average in at this 94 to 95K range. And it's just a matter of when they decide to take profits. That's when the market will dump again. Okay. But between now and then, we can see a little bit of liquidation left between 92.5 and 94,000. But again, the more immediate, heavier concentration from the local range has been swept. We take a look here on the right-hand side. This is the last 30 days. We're still in the middle of this larger range. So the truth is 90,000, 105,000, those are both pretty heavy areas of concentration, and we're kind of in the middle of both. So just kind of where we're at there. We can see liquidation delta is still high for shorts, so people are still shorting this coin. All the more reason why the price is probably going to keep going up, just because that's how market makers work, and likely to reject off of our local point of control and or 98,000. 98,000 has proven to be a pretty significant resistance in the current local range the last few days. So we'll look at that in the charts too. For right now, open interest, just double checking this here, we can kind of see that we have a pretty solid base at about 96,000. As per usual, it's kind of like that heavy buying pressure type of area. And again, open interest reflects 98,000 for that other area of concentration just above us. So we're halfway there right now. Wouldn't be surprised if we see 98K here soon. I would be leaning, just generally speaking, towards short in the $98,000 to $100,000 range at this moment, just based on how the price action consistently rejects off these lower lows and lower highs and just keeps moving its way down. It'll inevitably break free from that, don't get me wrong, I'm sure it will. And probably the time that I decide to short is when it'll keep going up. But that's just kind of how kind of funny the market has been behaving, right? They get you to get into this fear and greed, and it's a no-win situation. Now, the thing you can win, of course, is just making sure that you're using good risk tolerance, really. It's the bottom line there. Anytime you use high leverage, high positions, things get kind of out of control. In fact, majority of these liquidation events occur because there's high liquidation at specific areas. So try not to be another statistic by just using too crazy leverage. Again, 5, maybe 10x leverage would be like the absolute recommendation highest. I only have 5x altcoins, and Bitcoin is my 10x coin. So that's it. That's kind of the system I have. And again, work within a good risk tolerance for you, but just make sure you don't change it. Okay, don't just because you lost a trade, you're going to double down on the next one. It's a nowhere road. Not smart. Anyways, I'm just throwing it out there because I got a lot of DMs here recently asking, what should I do in the situation? Well, every situation is dynamic, but you control you, and don't put yourself in a position where you're going to be frustrated or upset with yourself later by losing XYZ. You have to be okay with the potential of losing anything if you're going to be trading with leverage. Cool. All right. Now that we talked about that, we're under 50 on the RSI. Money flow index is down, but this is all sorts of false positives. Again, mainly because obviously the market just continues to be very, very jagged. Okay. Until there's some consistency, we're going to be in a situation like this. I mean, take a look at this here. We got 4 doji candles, which is super uncommon, basically implying indecision. We have a bullish engulfing candle, bearish engulfing candle. Today, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a bullish engulfing candle. It's just a lot of nonsense, really. So me personally, I don't love trading these kind of conditions. I had my eyes set on a couple of longs from yesterday, and I think I still might consider those, but also, again, it really just depends on how the price action continues to perform here. Some altcoins are doing well, some are not. You want to be very careful and selective. Other way, no matter how you look at it, daily time frame, still mostly bearish. We haven't broken bullish by any stretch. A 4-hour time frame is showing that shift in momentum is finally starting to occur. In other words, we're tentatively above the 50-day SMA and the 20, and of course the volume weighted moving average. So those are generally positive signs. Keep in mind, last time we did this though, price action just ripped right back down. Okay. So again, it's hard to trust these type of situations. I'm getting a little gun shy lately based on how hard the price action keeps ripping down. So at this point, we can kind of just presume the price is going to reject out here soon and it's going to continue lower. However, you got to recognize a lot of the indications on the 4-hour time frame are referring, or kind of inferring rather, that we're probably likely to see more upside. Okay, how much upside? Hard to say. There's a specific resistance at that $100,000 to $102,000 range. So if we do continue progressing past 98K, we can presume 100 to 102 will probably be a resistance for us. But at this point, this exact moment, we are kind of shifting bullish. Even though money flow index is down, we don't have a tremendous amount of volume. There's a lot of confirming, converging factors here, letting us know that further upside does seem practical or probable. Either one you want to kind of think there. It's actually more, I would say, more probable than practical, because right now it doesn't seem practical to take it long. But if you look at this here, this massive inflow of volume the last 4 hours has been a pretty significant shift there. We don't really see that kind of volume normally. At least we haven't in the last week or so, and I think that's a good sign. Ichimoku Cloud's also confirming we're about to break above. So overall here, this is not a phenomenal situation, but the truth is we're shifting momentum. We close above 96.5 today, 97K. There's a decent chance that we're going to see a little bit more upside. So I know it seems very contradictory, right? It's like, we're super bearish here, super bullish here. That's just how the chart is. It's giving us a lot of conflicts. But from a very small time frame, the hourly time frame alone, it's definitely looking good, and it definitely looks like it wants to continue higher. Just know that we saw something like this before. We had a significant amount of volume, came up to that 99, basically $100,000 mark, and it pulled back. So if you kind of look at this here, anytime we have an increase, it takes about 12 to 15 hours to get a roughly 5% increases, and it takes no less than 5 hours to reverse that. Okay, so pretty common to see the price rip down. So if we start to see the price start to slow down, plateau here soon, then we know the price is going to pull back. So I'm still leaning a little bit more towards a short in the $98 to $102,000 range. I know it's a very broad range. We got to see how the price action moves first. But between now and then, possibly consider some altcoins depending on the coins that are performing well versus Bitcoin. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking at there. Again, this is not a great chart. There's no other way around it. But there's nothing hidden here, nothing crazy. I would say that the hourly time frame is confirming a short-term breakout, but 4-hour and macro timeframes are telling us that we're shifting gears, but we're not there yet. Okay, so take that how you will. I appreciate you watching nonetheless. Thank you again so much for being an awesome part of my life. I'll go ahead and post a playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, Discord. I look forward to working with you. Have a good rest of your day. Take care.